Good. Here. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good. Good. Good girl. Good. Here. Good. Just introduction to a slip lead. This is a slip lead. It's your power steering, right? It's your direct line of communication to your dog. And the first thing I'll tell you is someone's always in control. Either you're in control of the dog or the dog is in control of you. This allows you to communicate with her. Just you'll notice I'm just giving her just little pops with the lead just to keep her attention. I want her to start understanding that she's going to need to walk at heel. And so when she starts to get out in front of me or get out of bounds, I'm just giving her little tugs in the direction that I want her to go. And what you'll notice too is you start getting a lot of focus and attention that way. They start paying attention to you, or to me in this case, as opposed to everything else going on in the world around them. A lot of birds. My dogs are over there right now. She's really interested in them. But right now, she's learning that she has to do what I'm telling her to do. Good. The more focus and attention that you demand, the more focus and attention that you'll get. And with time, you'll start getting a dog that is totally dialed in on you and focused. And that'll help a ton with her wanting to run off, and help a ton with recall, things like that. Navy. Good girl. What a good girl. Here. Good. Good girl. Good. Sit. Good. Sit. 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 She doesn't know what this means just yet, but just this small little tug in the up direction, that will mean sit to her eventually. It will give you the opportunity to communicate to her non-verbally when you have her on lead. So just a small little tug up on the lead, she'll pop her bottom down. Of course, we're not there yet. Sit. Good. Sit. Sit. One thing too, you never want to give a command that you can't enforce, or one you're not willing to enforce. So you'll notice that if I give a command like sit and she doesn't sit, obviously I'm going to put her into a sit myself. Um, my expectations are high, but right now I understand we're not quite up to speed on what all that means. Obviously she'll sit, most likely for a treat, but we want a dog that obeys just because they understand the commands, not because there's a reward on the other end of it. Sit. 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 Navy. Here. Good girl. What a good girl. Here. Good. Good girl. Good. Just getting to know each other, obviously. Just getting a feel for how she's going to react to the slip lead. She obviously isn't big enough to pull real bad, but you want a dog that's going to walk at heel and not be out in front and be in charge and be in control. You want to be in control. Heel. Heel. Good girl. Here. Good. You're already starting to see she's figuring out this is no leash pressure whatsoever. Here, right there. Here. Good. She's starting to figure out she's got to go where I go. As we start working on recall, we'll graduate from this 8-foot lead to about a 30-foot lead. It'll be the same premise. I'll give the recall command. She has to come. That's the first steps towards getting a dog off leash. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Navy. Sit. Sit. Good. Sit. 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 You'll also hear me say the word sit a million times over the next 2 weeks. But I'd rather reinforce the command than have to correct the command. I'd rather reinforce the good behavior. Sit. Sit. sit, sit. And have to correct the bad behavior. Like if she breaks on me, that would be a correction. Sit, 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 sit. Okay. Good girl. What a good girl. What a good girl. Here. Good. Good girl. Here. Good. Good girl. Here. Already starting to get much better focus and attention. She's paying attention to me when I go to stop and turn. I call this the figure 8 drill because we get an inside turn and we also get an outside turn. Typically, a dog on an outside turn will continue to go that way. Here. Good. Here. So I'm just correcting her with the lead. Just a slight little pop with the leash. On the inside turn, dogs will typically cross in front of you like this. We want a dog that's going to hang close to our hip. And she's naturally kind of going to my left side, so unless something changes, we'll keep her on the left. Good girl. Good. Sit. Good. Sit. Sit. I know it's wet. Sit. 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 Okay. You notice I'm not really giving a here command much right now. Dogs will start anticipating the here command, the recall. We want her sit to be super, super solid before we start working on recall work. Good. Good girl. Your ears all flopped up. There you go. Good girl. Good. Pretty boring stuff right now. Good girl. Good. Navy. Sit. Sit. No, ma'am. Sit. Good. Sit. 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 Okay. Good girl. Okay, will be like her release word. Like, go be a dog. Good girl. Good girl. What a good girl. Good girl.